Welcome back, everybody, to the West Coast. We have just finished slurry spraying, fertilizing the grass fields 21, 22, and 23. We are going to set up 24, and I just wanted to show you real quick how I did this, just in case anybody else wants course play fertilizing with slurry with automatic refilling. The very first thing you need to do is set up a course for field 24. And let's head in there now to 24. And, okay, so we are starting in the southwest corner. We will be going north. I found that 3 headlands with this specific tractor make turning easier instead of having to back up each time. You waste a little bit of time having such short rows, but I think that it is actually better in the end. We don't care about islands. I'm using the developer version of Courseplay that has the bypass islands, you know, for like the telephone poles over in 31, 32, and 33. I'm actually really interested to see how that works. But for now, let's see. We want return to first point. I think that's the easiest way to do it, and I want to do the headlands. Which way's first? Is this before or after? I can't remember. Let's generate and see what we get here. Yes, okay, so you see that ridiculous short path that I have inside the field? It's essentially a lot of going around in circles, but I think that that's the easiest way to do this, and this is just a demonstration field. This small of a field, if you have a full load, you might not even have to refill. But anyway, we are just going to save this as temp 24. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit that button, or 25, but anyway, let's, this is field 24, not 25. So what we need to do now is we need to, let's see, remember, this is the start point. And so what is going to happen when this sprayer is running this course and it runs out of slurry, it is going to pack up into transport mode, and it is going to go like this and return to the stop sign. It is going to return to the stop sign of the field. So what we want is we want to go ahead of the stop sign, and we want to, let's see, we already saved this, so let's exit out of this. Now we need to record our own refill path. And we are starting, remember, we are coming out of the stop sign, so it goes into this new course. And you'll see how I combine them later if you don't already know. But let's go over here, and we are running the route back home, and you'll actually see I have actually made a few changes to the farm. One of them we're going to pretend like it was there all along. The other one we can pretend like I just did it because it is a lot more convenient. Let's swing out wide here. We want to make sure that we hit this pretty square because these, you know, Courseplay doesn't always drive exactly the same path that you drove. The precision is not perfect. Anyway, let's get on through here. And we are, yeah, you might be wondering how I'm going to get in and refill from this direction. Well, you'll see in a second. I guess I should mention, first of all, that the way I am doing it, I don't need to have this overloader wagon that you are about to see. You can go straight to the slurry pit on your farm and refill from there with this refill path. It does not have to be this overloader that I am doing. You can just run this straight to your slurry pit on your farm. However, I think that this is just a little bit easier for future, you know, if I ever have bigger slurry equipment, if I ever have bigger, you know, say I want 3 or 4 slurry tankers operating at the same time, well, the only way that I can really do that is if I load over here. I'll explain a little bit more in a minute. Okay, so right here is the point that when you see that refill, I want to set that waypoint, and now I just continue on driving and I finish the route. And of course, if you're a little bit more savvy, you can figure out the, you know, the whole crossing points and add them in here, so you don't have to record this path every time. You could just add a crossing point, like say down there at the crossroads, and then up, you know, where I intersected other paths. But of course, if you already know about crossing points, you probably already know how to do this, so just ignore this tutorial and just pretend like I am doing a Let's Play. Anyway, let's continue on into our field, make a nice wide turn. Remember, Courseplay is not very precise. Let's go through that gate as straight as possible, and now we will go on up this hill. I have found that it's precise if you have a long distance where you can be straight. The imprecision, what's the right word there? The impreciseness comes when you like turn right? Because you're recording, and it basically records the path where the trailer's gonna be, not where the tractor's gonna be, and that's where you can get into trouble. So let's see, if I remember correctly, I want the opposite direction because I am aiming for the start symbol of the field path. So the start symbol of the field path is going to be somewhere right there. Let's stop this recording, and we're going to save this as temp 24. Temp 24 refill. Okay. So we saved it. Now we can clear, and you will see what I did when we reload this field 24. So I ended right before the start point of the field. And what you want to do is you want to have this course recorded first, and then you want to append your refill path to the end. And that is the little plus button there. That's the one that you want. And it'll just add it to the end. And what happens now is course play will automatically recognize when this guy is empty, he is going to run to the stop point, and then he's going to run through the other course, and yeah, that's what he's going to do. Anyway, you'll just see it in action right now because we are almost empty. So we run up to the first point here, and we are we're driving along, la la la, and oh, we have Fritz that has finished. But I think that we will stay with, this won't take very long. And you'll also see why I had 3 headlands in there. Yes, it is a lot of turning, but let's actually make sure our speed is still set up. I had turn speed at 9, and I actually changed, where is the, let's see. Somewhere I had in here, was it this one? Yeah, I found out that if I move this, yeah, so this isn't going to be good. But when I move this down to 15 off of automatic, it doesn't do this backing up thing. And that, you know, it can just make a nice sharp turn and keep on going. That's what I found out for this specific tractor, at least. Anyway, let's continue on here. Oh, this is going to take forever. But, you know what? I think we got some time. Let's swap to Fritz, and we will come back here. But you know what it's going to do. As soon as it runs out of fertilizer, it's going to run to that stop point up there. And, well, I think I'll just leave it, and I will cut to the end for you. I'll stop on Fritz. I don't want you to miss this in case you are learning. But here we go. Now you can see what I was talking about earlier. It should make that turn. So if you have that huge turning radius, take it off of automatic, make it a little bit smaller, and it'll make a nice turn like that. And look at that. It doesn't even have to do any backing up. It'll just drop it and go. That saves a lot of time. And here we go. So we are, man, Courseplay wastes a lot of slurry, you can see in there. Come on, buddy. You are empty. Okay, here we go. So it's going to run up there to the end point. You will see it do that now. And then it's going to automatically take that other path on out of the field. And this is what, another reason, you know, not only do you normally want to do this so that you're not running over the slurry on the end rows every time you turn around, but this is also helpful because you have a huge amount of room to turn around on Courseplay on the edge of the field before you hit the edges of the trees and stuff like that. If you have your start point right next to the edge, then that's going to be a problem. You might run into a tree trying to turn around and reach the point that I just did. So right now we are on that refill path that automatically recognized and picked that up, that we are doing that. And then, of course, I already have my other tractor out there ready to go. And I'll take you over on its path, and I'll, like I said, there's a reason why I set it up this way, and it's basically for future expansions, and I will go into that a little bit more as I, you know, basically after we drop this off, because this is good. I do like to check out both paths to make sure that they are, you know, not going to collide on anything, both directions. And then what I'm going to do is, what I have been doing is I save it as a entire course with a refill. So that way I don't have to, you know, the next time I go to do field 24, I don't have to load this course and then load this course. All I have to do is click one button and it'll load both of them together, and it'll understand those points in there. It understands that it's two combined courses right there. And here we go. We are going on to this guy, and here we go. Nice wide turn. He's going to reach the refill point, and he is going to refill. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so assuming that's good, we will save that course when we are done. And I'll just take you over to where Billy is on the other side. All right, here we go. So this is actually supposed to be my wife, but yeah, it gave me a guy. Anyway, the slurry pit, I moved it a little bit forward. We're just going to pretend like it was here all along, and I never had to do anything. I should say thank you to Robert Tell, because when it was all the way back there, I was having a lot of trouble backing in a trailer, and, well, I mean, the backing in the trailer part was actually easy, and the problem was, I guess I just never got it back far enough close to this trigger, and when I went back, it just took right off, and it never refilled. The only time I could ever get it to work is when it came up alongside like this and swung straight through. For some reason, I just couldn't get it to work right when I was backing straight up. But Robert Tell says that it does indeed work with a backing path. I thought that perhaps it might just not recognize a trigger when it's backing into it. It has to run through the trigger, but that was proven false. You can't actually do it backing into the trigger, according to Robert Tell. So please note that you should be able to do this without having to move this pit and course play in Giants Editor. You should be just fine going, backing up into it. And like I said, the backing path, in case you didn't know, record the backing path without anything attached to the tractor, and be sure to take wide turns. I was not successful when I recorded the path, again, without a trailer, but when I came in here and then started backing in to the old spot, I didn't have luck. I had success. If you're trying to mimic this, come out here and go straight for a while, and then turn around, and then have a nice gradual backing path into the corner. It doesn't work the greatest backing up with trailers if you try to go too sharp, because then courseplay overcorrects and it tries to overcorrect and it just gets into one big huge mess. So keep that in mind. One other thing I wanted to mention while we were here, I could have, like I said, if you wanted to, you don't have to have that intermediate step that I have. You could just have your slurry tanker come in here, like Frederick, for example, come in here and refill and then go back out to the field. However, there were several problems with that. Well, one, Frederick does not have a nice turning radius. To make him in here, basically, I would have to back up Frederick out of here and then back the trailer into this area and then have him go back out to wherever I was going. And then the second problem is right here. It doesn't matter if he's making this turn or if he was turning right up here, he can't make that turn. And then also, he can't turn into the fields. And that's a huge problem. How can Frederick get in here to refill if he can't even get out to the fields? So instead of having multiple paths of having what Billy's attached to go to each individual field, I basically have the exact same path for Billy for multiple fields. So we're going to have a path for Billy doing what he is doing right now. And then, so this is what I'm calling the home path. And then we're going to have another one down, let's say, like just at the field 34 entrance, just north of that. So that would cover fields 32 and 3 and 4. And then, let's see, I'm going to have Billy wait, let's see, maybe somewhere in the grass northeast of 39, because remember, we have those hedges cut and we can go through the back entrances. Or perhaps he'll just wait somewhere down between 35 and 39. I know you can get into those fields. Or is that 39 and 40? I think it's 39 and 40. They have that nice opening between the two. Maybe I'll have him wait there, and then that is where he will access, that'll be the access point for all those other fields. So that way I don't have to record a course and set up a new course every time I switch a field. Then I would have to change the course for Billy. However, at this point, I can just set Billy at some central field, 2 central spots. Well, it'll be 3 central spots. And then I can always have the tractor running back there to Billy. It will take a little bit extra time. It will be slightly inefficient, but it is not that inefficient that I think that it is a bad idea. I think it's a good idea, so let's just keep doing it. All right, we've got Frederick, my brother, set up with that final field. We've actually got my cousin. So we got 3 hired workers. We got my cousin who is here for the summer. He is down there weeding with the tractor, and that's actually feasible in real life. I have a young cousin that is still in high school. He came out to the farm and he helped with mowing down some stalks with the mower in the fall, and he actually really liked that. So that is, that's a nice easy job for a young kid to do, running something like that out there. Of course, if you're using a GPS or something like that, then it's one extra complicated step in there, but I think that he can do that just fine. Let's get in here, and we're gonna open this up just a little bit, and hopefully let's see, that'd be my wife, does not come and try to get me hit that gate. I think that the tractor will hit the gate running the course to refill the slurry if I have the gate open. But for now, let's see how much straw I need. It still is spring. It is a little bit cold. Let's look at our animal overview here. So we can do one more bale of straw, and then we gotta get, how many bales of hay will that be? 3? Let's bring over 3 and see if that will do. So for now, we just need one more bale of straw, and I'm getting better. I'm getting a little bit better at working the side console there for Manny. It's definitely a lot easier when I do it right, but right now it's still a little bit harder than mouse and keyboard. But it is so smooth when I can use that side console and my beautiful steering wheel. I cannot recommend a steering wheel enough. What was I hitting? I guess that was lower than I thought. That's the problem with the whole perception. Yeah, and there you go. Well, I guess that's why I have a camera that I can turn, right? Okay, so we have that now. Let's try 3 bales. I think 3 bales of grass will do the trick. And let's get on over here. We are running really low on grass. Like I said, I could do the grass right now, but I really wanted to wait until it had that second growth stage, so at least it was one more growth stage, and we weren't just baling it for no reason. That's actually going to be, you know what? Let's just deliver this. I think by the time we stack it up and straighten it out too high, especially going at my slow pace of controls, I think that it would actually be longer than, oops. I gotta remember to lower. I thought it was low enough for that. Okay, so let's figure out how much. Let's see, how much do we have there? Okay, so it looks like, is that my wife filling up? Yeah. So my wife is filling up my brother with slurry, and we have got, what's that, 2 more bales? We're about half, and we need about 2 more bales in there. So let's try to grab 2 real quick and hurry to get those in there before, oops. So that way we can get in there and close the door before my wife comes by to get some more slurry. There goes my brother. You can see him, you can just, no, just barely. Okay, anyway, I was distracted by my brother. You could see him, as I was saying, over the hill there. Okay, so let's get Manny back to here, and we'll be coming around that corner any second now. Yeah, you, hold on, whoa. Whoa, you're kind of screaming there, lady. Hold on. Yeah, that's right, you're in traffic. I had a little accident. You're just gonna have to, no, stop. Stop! Honey, just wait. Wait a second. No, stop! Stop! Stop it! Stop it! Oh, goodness. Oh, I knew that would happen too. Okay, we're gonna try to remedy this. Oh, no! Oh! Go! Oh, wow. What a horrible catastrophe. You took it with you. Well, hopefully you'll be able to get out of there, because that is quite the mess. Good job. Look what you've done. You just had to keep going, didn't you? Oh my goodness. That is a disgusting amount of manure. 13,000. That is, wow. That is just an embarrassing amount of manure in there. Oh goodness, we gotta get that manure scooped up. Let's get Manny back over here. we have kind of started losing a handle on our... Are you gonna do it? Oh, no! You... What? Oh, man. Oh, you did it, didn't you? Okay, I gotta go fix that. I gotta go fix that. Oh, man. All right, I got that out from underneath my wife's front tire, and she should be good now to make this turn and head on back. There we go. Look at that nice turn. And there we go. So we should, let's see, I think is that enough slurry, or is my brother going to need one more load? Oh, yeah, one final thing I forgot to say about this slurry. I could never get, no matter what trailer I used, I tried about for 3 or 4 hours this morning, and no matter what trailer I used, well, let's look real quick. Where's slurry? So I tried this one, I tried this one, and I tried this one. And I even tried this one. And none of these trailers worked for buying slurry down at Little Woolhope. So we have changed our contract with our little guy down there in Little Woolhope. And he has said that, okay, for an extra fee, I will deliver the slurry up to your farm. That's what he said he would do for us, and he's basically putting it in here. So the way I'm doing that roleplay-wise is basically I am adding slurry to this pit whenever I need it, and then I will basically charge... I forget the cost that it was for that other down there at Little Woolhope for the placeable that I was using, but I will go back and figure that out, and then I will mark it up maybe 10% on top of whatever that charge is for a delivery fee. Something like that I think is fair. Anyway, while I am on that topic, let's take a look here at our annual expense sheet. We are through 2 sessions of spring now, and the next time you see me, I will fast forward. We will have spring closed out. We'll be in summer, and we will be mowing. I'm not gonna play through one more day of spring, but we will be in summer and mowing, and then this will get closed out. But as you can see, the last section, the income from the milk is slowly making up for all of our expenses. We are slowly overcoming out of the red there for this year. We are still in the red. And if you remember, let's look over here. Just because our expenses are more than our income does not mean our debt to equity ratio, because we did spend a lot on livestock and sheep, and that is going to, repeat the, revenue in years to come. And so that is not always necessarily realized in immediate income. Once we sell the wool, that should outweigh our expenses. So that is quite a lot of stuff there. And remember, I am not subtracting that from myself until the very end of the year. I am basically leaving that go for month to month. And then if let's see, how should I do it? If I hire someone else out, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Anyway, we will be done with that for now. Let's get back to the game. All right, well, I think the next step is actually going to be, we do have one more field to spread slurry on, and that is field number 29. Let's just double check here. All of the other fields, actually, I take it back. We could do fields 18 and 19 in slurry, but we got some work. I think I'm going to try to turn that into a field. So ignore that for now, because that's going to be more arable crops. We're gonna turn that into a field. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and that's gonna be a lot of plowing up there. But for now, we have, oh, there we go. Looks like, is my brother almost done there with 27? He's got a little bit more to do. Anyway, we do have 20. I did not realize how big 29 was. I always thought it was small, like 24, but that's actually one of my biggest pastures up here. I didn't realize that. That's a huge pasture. Wow. All right. Well, that is interesting. And let's see. What in the world are you doing down there, buddy? Oh, you're going north to south. Okay. Well, that's fine. My cousin can do that if he wants. I'll let him do that north to south. And we have, let's see. So all my tractors are currently busy. I should close. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do. I need to scoop out manure with Manny. And for that, we're going to go around to the back and we will close those gates. And something else we can do. Oh my goodness. It was so long ago. I do forget who said this. But, so please forgive me. I was discussing what do you do with manure do you load it in the manure spreader right away? Is it bad to let it sit on the manure spreader for ages? And he actually said that he loads it all up and dumps it on the edge of a field instead of keeping it at home. And then he, uses that to shovel up and, divvy out through the year for spreading manure. And I actually think that could be a fabulous idea because we are basically already full here. And this is going to be really hard to get tractors in and out of. And I'm trying to think about ways to do it with course play. And that's going to be, a tractor pulling in here with this huge thing. It's hard enough for me to get turned around. Oh, no, I left the gate open again. It's hard enough for me to get in here and turned around, let alone something of course play. So I think if we instead dump things into a big pile, which means we actually need another tipper just for manure. We're going to need a dump tipper. So maybe something like this. Well, first of all, what is the actual size of our, let's see here. What's the size of our 150 horse? I'm not looking. 19,000 liters. So that is 14,000 liters. This is 19. Hey, that's just about perfect. Hey, that's perfect. Oh, well, that'd be less loads. But anyway, the point is, I was thinking that I could dump this somewhere out there to the south, like field 48 or something, at the edge of 48 or 40, or maybe 39. I don't know. Somewhere out there, I could dump all this manure, and then it would be easy for me to load it up from down there somewhere else and spread it onto the field. It would be a lot quicker doing it that way, instead of trying to have the tractor come all the way back up here to the home farm. And then, actually, I just thought about it. The easiest way to do this would probably be have the tractor come up here and just park right here, right? And then, oh goodness, but then you'll have to go all the way around on the road. Oh, that's a huge journey. I don't know about that. There's just nowhere good to turn around. I guess I could. All right, there we go. Goodbye, honey. I guess I could. Okay, you know what? I just thought of this. Let's run here behind my wife. We'll hop the fence, a little parkour. I just thought about this. If we buy another placeable manure pit and we put it out here somewhere, this could be our Slurry Epis Mega Center or whatever. I could flatten out this area, and then I could. That is big enough that I could, pull up maybe. Let's see, how are we gonna do this? If I flatten out this area up here, and then I could pull a manure spreader right there in between these two buildings. That's a little bumpy, but I think we could go from this way empty and then go out this way, and that's how we get to the big fields. And then I don't have to worry about, oh, that's what I need to do. Yeah, I think we should work on that next. That's going to be a big project, but I think that could pay off dividends in the future as we have a huge manure heap. And we, what's the alternative? I guess I could have a tractor pull in here, and then pull in here, and then pull in here. And then with course play, I could have him back up into here. And then, let's see, if I back him up far enough, then he could pull forward and come out here and turn. And then he could go out this entrance. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. I think that's probably the best way to have something automatically filled up from this point. But of course, that is a lot of maneuvering there. And then that's also a lot of maneuvering with this guy on course play. But I think it could still work. I should really work on setting that up, you know, now when I have time instead of later when we actually need it. Anyway, let's stop talking. We have got to get something done here, and let's get going. We have a lot to do. And I see that my brother has finished. I should probably direct him to go over to that other field. Let's get one load of manure first, and then I will break and do that. So let's, you know what? Let's switch to inside the cab here, just because it is so much easier. And there we go. Let's get out of here, raise up a little bit. And Manny was having a little bit of a hard time trying to get out of the manure. It was a little bit bumpy back there. Yeah, I think that we could do it from in here. And, you know, that's a little bit of ways for Manny to back up. But I think that would probably be better than trying to always move the manure somewhere else. Because then we just have, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Okay, so let's put Manny there, and we will go fix my brother. All right, as long as we don't see any errors, my brother should be nice and set up, ready to go with field 29, our final field for spraying slurry all over the place. And we have, let's see, here we go. We've got a lot more to do after this. We still have to, I don't know if there'll be time this episode, we still have got to fill up our baler with all of the foil and the bale wrap and stuff like that. We have not touched that yet. We need to go over those final checks to make sure everything is working correctly before the summer comes, and that's a bad time to find out that you have something broken. You know, it's I don't mow myself in real life, but you always do your maintenance ahead of time as much as possible, so that way you do preventative maintenance and checks and stuff like that on equipment, so that way you try to see if anything is possibly broken or close to failing before the actual before the busy time arrives. Anyway, oh no, this is not good. Let's help ourselves out a little bit there, and hey, that was actually a lot better than I thought it would. Let's switch back to inside the cab. That's just always a little bit easier, and we can get rid of our F1 menu. And so far, it looks like my brother, is he finding his way out there to field 29 yet? It looks like, yeah, he's out there. So we are doing well, and that makes me happy. We have figured something out with course play that is very, very beneficial as I take a unnecessarily huge wide turn. But that'll help us out a ton in the long run. That is a huge, huge deal. I can't imagine how huge of a deal that is. Anyway, let's, does anybody know off the top of your head, is manure the same way? I think that's only liquid product transport. But is manure the same way where you can spread the manure and then make the manure spreader come back home to get filled back up by a front loader, and then once it's full, send it back out to the field? Can you do that? I actually don't know that, but that would be very good to know. And for something like that is something, for some of those fields far in the south, I would really need to set up and use those crossing points, because that will help out so much with the crossing points. Because if you don't know what crossing points are, basically it's wherever two paths intersect. Let's see, you load, I believe how it works is you load the first one and then you load the second course, and wherever the two paths cross, it'll take the second course from the first one. So all I really have to do is make one path home, one complicated backing maneuver where it turns the manure spreader around, and then to go back out on the field. You know, I really only need to do that once, because then everything else can be recorded with crossing points just to wherever that point is. I don't need to go all the way to the farm. At least that's how I understand how it works. And yeah, so if someone could correct me, can you do that with a manure spreader like I'm doing with Slurry. I know there's ways to automatically fill the manure spreader from the front loader like what I'm doing now, but I wonder if there's any ways to do the Slurry operation that I'm doing with the manure spreader. I know obviously you can't use the liquid product transport, but I would think that you should be able to do that. I know you can do it with seeding. I think that's how you can refill your seeder. If they're in the middle of a massive field, you can use that same practice that I was using to fill it up, I believe. Like I said, I don't really use that part of course play a lot myself, so I am not totally sure. Let's, oops, didn't mean to do that. And there we go. Let's just lower you. Well, no, I want you. No. Empty. You know what? It would help if we move some of this closer to the back of the pit. So let's, can we smooth some of this out a little bit? There we go. And there we go. That'll help. I'm not sure what it'll help, but let's get back a little bit more and forward. So about that height, but let's see. I'm still figuring this out. Okay, so there we go. Let's go forward a little bit more. Let's get this stuff. Let's get our tires covered in poop. No. Okay, so I want to go. No, not there. I want to get that stuff. I want to get you. There we go. I want to get you further back. So let's extend further and then dump before we tip ourselves over. And there we go. That's the operation I wanted. So now if we didn't get ourselves stuck, we should be able to get out of the poop infested lands. And there, no. Back a little bit more. Don't want to pick up more. And there we go. So let's, we are done shoveling poop for a little bit. Let's get Manny out of here. And I think we can retract that a little bit. Don't need it out there all the way. So let's get out of here. And let's see. We'll just hook up to the... Well, I don't know if we'll hook up to the bale forks or the shovel. I don't know what we'll need next. But anyway, I think this episode is coming to an end. Remember, when you check back, we will be doing baling. I promise. We will be doing baling. And let's see, this is Friday's episode, so we will be doing baling for Monday. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember to subscribe if you have not, and thanks for stopping by. Be sure to check out my other videos if you like things. You know, I play other games too. Typically, it's Farming Simulator, but anyway, check out my map modding class if you want to learn how to make maps. I am having a lot of fun with that class. I'm going to go over there and make a little video right now for making maps. Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for stopping by, and I promise we will get to this. We will get to this stuff next episode on Monday. So fear not. Until then, I will see you guys later, and thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.